What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Press X Podcast, episode 85, your weekly podcast for gaming news and opinions coming at you each and every Monday at noon Eastern. I am Kevin McManus. With me, Kellen Williard.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And Nick Hassell.
Hey, him.
We got a lot of news today, a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, actually. But first, let's start with what we've been playing, and I'm going to start because I'm excited. I've been playing Nier, and I talked about this game last week. At this point, I beat it. I didn't beat it last week. I beat playthrough 1. I started...
Yeah, you were halfway last week.
Quote, unquote. So,
yeah.
I don't want to spoil exactly how it works for people who haven't played, but the chapter breakdown, when you look online, I like to look at the chapters, see how many there are, and kind of pace myself through the game. And there are more chapters in the game than your first playthrough because you unlock bonus chapters on another playthrough. And so I looked and I'm like, oh man, I still have a bunch left. And then the game ended. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm very confused. And then I've since looked up how it works. But yeah, that game, like when you do, I beat playthrough 1, I beat playthrough 2 at this point, and I'm like halfway done playthrough 3. And I wouldn't call them new game pluses in any way. I would call them
new games.
Sort of. I would almost picture it like a Telltale thing and be like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. That's how I would, because you get so much more information and so much different stuff on each playthrough that, and even mechanics are different, that it feels totally different. And I would say if you've only played to the credits, you've played 33% of the game, especially when you start getting into the third playthrough stuff and you're like, whoa, okay, this is different. Like a lot of stuff goes differently. But anyway, loving that game. I think it's the best Platinum game at this point. I think it's better than Bayonetta. I was like, I really like this. I borrowed it from you.
Yep.
I was like, I'm going to buy the collector's edition because this game's awesome. And the black box collector's edition is like $620.
20 easy payments of.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
It's got a 6-inch statue of 2B, which is a little small. Not a big fan of that. It has a steelbook case, which I love. So I was like, I'll just get the steelbook in the game. $200. It also comes with an art book, a hardcover, nice art book that's like 50 to 100 pages, somewhere in there. And it also comes with the CD. And that's everything in the box. And I was like, that's not worth $650 to me at
Not so
all.
much.
No.
They were $180 at release on Square Enix Store, which I remember them going up, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to like that game that much. And now I'm just stupid,
you made a terrible
mistake.
Kevin.
But yeah, I was saying to you guys, I didn't think this game, like I really liked the game, but I was like, I don't think it's like a game of the year contender. And we're going to talk about this later. 2017's been awesome so far for me, at least. And I've really liked a lot of games, and it's really hard for, I guess, my like current 5 to get things knocked out. And I was like, Nier's close. Nier's getting in there. Mm-hmm. And then I started playthrough 3, and I was like, oh shit. Like it just jumped up a bit. I'm really liking it. I'll be done playthrough 3 and probably 100%ed it by next week because I don't know if you noticed, you don't pay attention to trophy stuff, I'm sure.
Correct.
The trophies in this game, like beating the game and stuff, are common trophies. Like, people that play this game have played through this game. And then on top of that, you can buy trophies in this game. And this was that first game. I think we talked about it when it came up. This was the first game where you can, with in-game currency, buy the trophies. And to do that, you need to beat 3 playthroughs of the game. And then a store opens up that you can literally spend the in-game money to get the trophies. But you can buy a trophy, pop it, close, reload your save, buy a trophy, pop it, close, reload your save.
Oh.
So you can kind of abuse the system.
There's a workaround, yeah.
Yeah.
This game will be platinum by next week. But I'm excited for that. Other things I've been playing through Crash. I'm going to talk about that a little later, so I don't want to go too far into it. Playing through a little more Mega Man. Once again, I'll talk about that a little later. And I've been playing RuneScape again. Now, this has been a fun one because I've been surprised. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but people may know from my other stories, I loved RuneScape.
And Santa
I played
hats.
way too much. I have so many Santa hats right now.
Oh my
I played way too much RuneScape. And so I loaded it up, and me and my niece used to play. And we're playing the old RuneScape. It's basically RuneScape from 2007.
Yeah.
And they still do updates to it, but they keep it pure. All the updates, you have basically, once you hit a certain level, you can vote on every update, and it has to get at least 75% of people voting to vote for it, or they won't put it into the game. Like, they're really trying to make the community happy with this, which is cool. So I logged in and made a new account, and I was playing with my niece, and I was like, I'm going to go check my old account just because. And I logged into that, and I was like a level 33, and I apparently had membership and stuff, and I was like, I don't remember playing this old RuneScape. And I was like, apparently I played it because I was a member in it, which means I paid to play it, and I was like, I don't remember that at all. So I started doing that, using that account, and it's just fun to kind of rediscover stuff like the Santa hat. Notoriously, in fact, I looked it up on current RuneScape, it is $1 billion for a Santa hat. You can only hold $2.1 billion in the game. That's the most that the game will allow you to even hold. Yeah, after that, your money just starts disappearing. And there's a couple items that are at that price just because there's just not many left. So it's like, I'm going to look up how much a Santa hat is in this new RuneScape thing. And it is 6,000 coins, which you can literally get in like 5 minutes if you're level 20 or higher. And I was like, So I own like 5 Santa hats because I ain't losing that again, and it makes me happy. So yeah, RuneScape, going through that. Not as grindy as I remembered it.
That game's very grindy.
I thought
last time I played it.
I thought it was grindy, like remembering, and like I've been playing, and I'm like level 30 and something in an hour, and I'm like, that's not that
It used to be
bad.
like level 3 in an hour. Like.
Yeah, like it's not as bad as I remember with the grindiness, but I'm just having fun with that. I'm not like seriously playing it. I'm not a member in it or anything, but it's just more for a nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it for me. Lots of Nier. That's been my main thing. I guess I'll say my playtime. I beat the first chapter in chapter in like 15 hours or something like that, 15 to 18 around there. The second one took me 8, and I think this next one's going to take me even less than that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm grinding. The new game plus, the guys are stronger, much stronger, so you got to do a little grinding. How about you, Kellen?
Let's see. I got my computer finished. So I've been messing with that a lot. Mostly getting it updated and whatnot. Moved to Windows 10. Bought a Switch. It came in.
It's true. You surprised us.
It came in the same day I finished my computer. I was like, I don't really know what to do here.
It was unfortunate. You showed up last week late.
Yeah.
Like late as in like late at night. And Craig was already kind of ready to leave. And Nick was working earlier that day or whatever. And so he was tired.
Oh, yeah.
And you showed up and you surprised us and you're like, look at this. And I was like, what? And I go, oh, it's a Switch. You bought a Switch. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, we have a Splatoon team. And then everybody's like, I'm kind of tired. So, and then Craig was busy this weekend. And I'm like, man, we're never going to get the full team together.
Never have 4
But the co-op was open, so.
Yeah, so we got to play some co-op.
It was open last week.
How do we feel about the co-op?
I like it a lot. I like the little map. I'm glad they're adding more, though. Something different.
3 new maps was found in the kind of data mine stuff.
I like the events and stuff they do in it, like the high tide. And
basically, random events happen that'll be like, oh, fog. And all of a sudden, you can't see in front of your face for the map. And
it feels like it's another extension of the game, though, where it's like it could be way better if, and then you list like 10
there's
things.
a lot of ifs.
Yeah.
Just a little more selection. I just wish that... I don't know. You didn't get locked into 4 crappy weapons, and
every day it's up.
4 good weapons.
There's 4 weapons. Yeah. They're random, and they don't change that whole day. And you just get randomly selected one of those 4 weapons each round. And every day it's different.
I kind of liked what you mentioned. Like maybe like if there's 4 of us in a game, one person can choose. Like we all throw some stuff in a
put
pot.
A weapon in the pot.
Yeah, everybody picks a weapon, and then it's between those 4 weapons. I think that would be totally fine.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I hope they update it. I hope they make it so you can play it all the time because I do enjoy it. Just have daily rewards or challenges for doing it.
I feel like the way it is right now, there's literally like unwinnable rounds. Just because
depending on
you
your
could
teammates,
get a crappy selection of guns. And also just like one of these really, really hard spike in difficulty levels. And there's just like...
Yeah, there's round ones where we've lost. Yeah. Because we're just like, oh, it's high tide, which gets rid of half the map or more. And then it's like, oh, and it's the things that like nuke the entire map. And it's like, well, the map's this big now, so we're all dead. That was a fun 40 seconds. Yeah.
It's fun, though.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. But
so I got to switch.
It's got problems.
My computer's up. My computer's awesome. It's so big. I use it as an armrest in my chair. Like it's gigantic.
Jeez Louise.
That thing's sweet. So I've been messing around with a lot of random games. Like I played some
just on the PC to check it out.
Just to run in benchmarks and stuff. Like I put Battlefield 4 on to try it out. Started playing The Division a little bit because that game's very pretty.
Yeah, that game's real pretty.
And I can run it like 140 frames a second now. So then I found a game on Steam I really wanted to try. It was something stupid. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. You literally can just drop in tens of thousands of units and have them fight. Like, I just eat breakfast and watch them fight. It's pretty fun. It's quite entertaining.
That might be the most Kellen thing I've ever heard.
It's
in my
awesome.
life.
It's magnificent. Because it's kind of hard to run when you put 20,000 units in it because they all work independently and, like, fight normally. And you can take control of any of them and, like, join the battle. It's pretty fun.
We used to play Smash Brawl, and we'd just sit around, like, I don't know, 10 of us, and put it on, like, however many characters, how many lives, and we would, like, bet on who we thought we'd win. We put them on the computer, make them all fight each other,
yeah.
and we'd be like, go Mewtwo, go Mewtwo.
It's kind of like
different,
that.
like, teams, yeah, and we'd bet on who would win. It was fun.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of, like, historical units and stuff in it, and they open up the Steam mod workshop this week, so there's all sorts of random crap. So there's, like, stormtroopers fighting Spartans and stuff, like actual Greek Spartans. And they've got terrible stormtrooper
That's a fair
aim.
fight.
No, the Spartans won, actually.
Yeah, like once you said the stormtrooper aim, I was like, oh, okay.
They have like even if
It
you control
bounced
them,
out.
you're trying to shoot there, it goes off that way.
That's
I
hilarious.
literally turn on 5,000 of them, you just see lasers going every which direction. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little thing. And I got some more stuff installed. I can actually play on my days off coming up.
Cool.
Like Wolfenstein. I got Doom that Nick's excited about.
Yeah, Doom's the best.
Yeah, I've been fucking
Doom's good.
fucking on my computer a lot lately.
Best. Yeah.
Making sure it
good.
doesn't leak because it's water cooled now. The computer has a radiator in it, so you know. Mostly that.
All right, Nick, what's this
So-
mystery game
started
you've been
off the
teasing us with?
game. It started off the week, I guess, with Yakuza 0. I said last week that I was going to jump back into it because I was piddling around for a few weeks trying to figure out which backlog game I was going to start with because there's a lot. But there's stuff like the Horizon DLC, which kind of dictates when I'm going to jump back in, and there's Nier, which you have, so I'm kind of pushing that to December.
I sure do.
So jump back into Yakuza, played that. Forgot how ridiculous it was. The story, it's very much like people always kind of compare it to GTA, which is fair in the
It's
fact
the same
that
kind of openness.
yeah, and in the fact that it's just really random, and the stories could just like get sort of, they seem like they're serious, but no, there's just some goofy edge to it that just drags it like straight out of reality, and you're just like, what's going on? So it's just like a really Japanese offspin of a GTA story. Not so much ripping people out of their cars and doing weird jumps and stuff, but the fighting mechanics, I'm still at the earlier stages of the game, so the fighting mechanics are a little bit button mash at this point. You got to level up and do the typical game sort of thing. So I'm starting to hit that point where it's not just mash square, mash triangle. Like I'm actually starting to get a little bit of strategy, so it's getting more fun because it's not very often that you fight 1v1 in this game. It's usually 10v1.
I always forget that game came out this year.
So
It's not one I'm interested in playing. Like, I don't like Grand Theft Autos or anything really like that. But just well, I guess we'll talk about some exclusive stuff later and lack thereof. But it's one of those games that I forget it wasn't exclusive that came out this year. And it's been a
really
crazy
big
year.
name, yeah.
it's definitely something you would enjoy, like if you had a certain select few of streamers that you liked watching, if they played it, if it was popular enough for them to get viewers and all that. It's definitely a stream sort of game because there's just random events and stuff that can happen where you're just like, what's going on? And
There's high tide, then this UFO shows up.
yeah, something like that, I guess.
And there's an ink cloud, you're dead. Yeah.
I also forget how well voice acted the game is. As silly as it is, it's got some really good voice actors in it, which obviously it's full Japanese, so I don't know who they are or what games I could tie them into, but it feels like you're watching like a 80s Japanese action movie the entire time. All
right.
Pretty sweet. And the mystery special game of the week, Monday night.
Been teasing us with this. You're like, I got a game I can't wait to talk about. I don't know what it is.
I started off the week
Nobody
with
knows.
Yakuza, but about Monday night, I was like,
So
man.
you made it a day?
Yeah. Well, Sunday, Monday. And a little bit of Saturday. I made it a couple days playing the game, and then I logged into Steam, and for whatever reason, Pyre caught my attention. Because I was just like, this
I
game.
think you would like this game.
This
It's
game.
so random though. The same. I guess I did play Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. So whatever.
I was just looking at reviews for it, and I was just like, man, it's getting 97s all over the
I've been
place,
wanting to
and
play
it's
it
just
too.
like the lowest review scores are just like, if you can just read it, like, you don't even have to know what the game is, but if you can read a review and just be like, okay, this guy's just nitpicking stupid stuff, or this guy's complaining that there's not an epic, gripping story in this type of game, it's like, I don't think it needs one. Bye. It was just It was 20 or 19 or something like that.
You got it for PC.
I got the PC version,
Okay.
but I got the soundtrack version, so I guess it's just CD and game lumped together. Love this game. Whole lot.
Big fan of basketball.
So basically, it's an RPG and visual novel, I guess, sort of game. But the combat is like a sports arena sort of game. So it's real weird. It's not.
It's by the Bastion Transistor team.
Yeah.
Who haven't made a bad game.
I have both those
Yeah.
games. They're good. So
the visuals, just like the other two games that you mentioned, pop. They're wonderful. Gorgeous amounts of like colors and
the
effects.
Transistor's beautiful. So.
You'd like this
And
game.
I think the music, luckily, since I bought the soundtrack version, music's really good. It's heavily based on like lute playing, L-U-T-E, the lute. But it's also
No. Pink
it's
Floyd?
also got a bunch of like keyboard synthesizer and a few little rock things. So like each distinct group, I guess, kind of has its own sort of music to go with it. And
I've heard so much about this game. I do really want to play
speaking
it.
of the groups, there's a lot of like races and clans and regions in the game. Just in my group alone, I think I've either fought, seen, or joined humans, demons, dogs, harpies, witches, worms, spirits, and tree folk. And I'm probably not even like a 25% done with the game. There's just like every fantasy sort of thing just thrown in there. And like I guess the point of the game is that all these guys have been exiled, so it's sort of like if you want to think like Mad Max sort of scenario where there's all these different factions and groups, and you're all exiled and you're fighting each other to get your way up to the top of this like tournament, if you want to think about it that way. And whoever wins the tournament, that one person from that group gets sent back from exile, and they return back to like normal.
But like the people you're versing, these teams in this game have backstories and reasons that they want to get at. So like you're not always like, yeah, I want. Like you're kind of like, oh shit. Like there can be only one.
Yeah, like an example, like you could have a new guy join your team, and then like 3 matches later, it's like, that's my brother who, we fought over something in the past life, or, just whatever. It's just stuff like that can show up at any time. I like it because you can level and train your guys too, so it's not just use the same 3 people over and over and you're just playing like a mindless sports scheme. You're leveling people, so you have skill trees, so you can make this one fast agile guy, you can either make him just super speedy, or you can make him score more, or you can make the big demon lady, you can make her aura bigger, so she's better on defense. People can't run past her.
It's such a weird game to talk about.
Yeah,
like it's got a deep story.
The thing that I like that it does story-wise is that the dialogue box, which, like I said, it's a visual novel at its heart, I guess, the dialogue box pops up, and so it'll say like something like, hi, I'm Kellen from this land, and this is my story. But like it'll, in that same dialogue box, it'll highlight his name, and it'll highlight wherever he says he's from. You can hover over that, which I don't know what you do on the console, but for the mouse and keyboard, you hover over Kellen, and it'll say, a biography about him. You hover over where
like
he's
Steins
from. Yeah,
it's how Steins Gate works.
you hover over where he's from, and it'll tell you more lore. So you can like digest it at your own pace, and you don't have to feel like, who is he again? Where was he from? Because like you said, a lot of people have backstories that clashed into each other, whether they're on your team or not. You can pick it up a week later and be like, what was that place again? Highlight it, and you're like, oh yeah, the swamplands or the forest or the canyon, whatever. And you can get just a quick reminder, whereas you don't have to like sprawl through like notes and codexes and rack your brain trying to remember what you're doing. So I think other visual novels kind of play around with that same sort of thing, but I really, really appreciate it because the thing about the dialogue too is that no one speaks English. It's all just like gibberish languages, because like
The Sims.
Yeah, well, not as funny, but I mean, I just mentioned like 20 something races, so they all have their own little language. But it's cool that you have something like that. The other thing that I like too is that you can pick your own routes and choose your own battles, sort of thing. So, you've got to get to the end of this like forest level to fight the big battle and move ahead. But you can choose to go up through this narrow path and potentially get more treasure, or you can go down this path and I don't know, find something that makes someone happy. And there's a lot of talking to people, and I won't say relationship building in like the BioWare sense where it's like, hey, I can flirt with this person and maybe hook up, but it's like you can take your people down different paths. One person will be like, hey, do you trust me to do this? But another person says it too, and you're like, you. And it'll say like the other person's mad, and then they'll get like a decreased bonus for the next fight sort of thing. So there's a lot of choices and a lot of stuff you have to kind of balance. And in the typical choice sort of things that I like, there's not a be the good guy, be the bad guy sort of choice. It's just like
all gray.
Yeah. It's choose one, but this one's going to have consequences. This one's going to have consequences. It's just kind of what you feel better about doing. So pretty cool. Really love the soundtrack, visuals and all that stuff too. I think I've played 4 or 5 hours. And to not really spoil anything, I guess you don't just like, it's not go to point A to point B, you do the thing and the game's over. There's just a lot. Like I said, you get to this kind of end tournament and then you get one person exiled, is the sort of the idea of the game, but you want to get your entire caravan or returned from exile, I guess. So sent back to normal life. So you have to go through that kind of tournament over and over and over again because you get to send one person each time. So the other last thing I'll mention too is that you're not punished if you lose. So if you fight in a battle and lose,
it's part of the story.
Yeah, it kind of keeps like a standings thing total.
Yeah, and have you lost?
No.
Okay. It affects things also, like story-wise, if you lose. Like if you just quit, you shouldn't just quit because you lost and like redo it. You should stick with it because things will be different and it'll be like your story.
So yeah, that's what I like is that like even though it's super frustrating if you are getting close to losing, I haven't lost yet, like I said, but I've gotten close, real close. Because sometimes you can fight a team against like big bullies who just like blow you up anytime you get close. You can fight a team that's all fast guys who like you maybe get out a little bit ahead and they just run laps around you and score. So there's all sorts of stuff. Each team definitely feels different, each group and race and all that too. But yeah, I like that you don't get punished for losing because it just feels like, I don't know, some games it's just like game over and you're just like, well, shit, I just lost 10 hours of my life.
Yeah, we talked once about something that we wish would go away in games or something like that. And for me, it's like game overs. Like I don't really, I understand it in things like a Mega Man or a Mario where it's like you failed too many times.
Yeah, I wish
go
Mega
back
Man would go away. That's a good one.
That's not
like,
what I said.
Honestly, when
I like games where, like Until Dawn, it's like your character died, move on with the story, see how it affects it. Heavy Rain, like keep going.
Yeah, I hit a point where a guy was talking about maybe, hey, I might be the guy that moves on, but I know we all promised to stick together sort of thing. And I was like, do I kind of want to just throw the game and like not lose so everyone's kind of happy and sticking together? So just stuff like that when you don't really think about doing that in a sports arena sort of game. That's like if they added that to rigs or something like that. You're just like, it's just an extra thing to think about.
Too bad the studio's gone.
That too. But yeah, really cool. I can see now why it's getting 90s and above. And can't wait to finish. I think it's supposed to be like a 12, 16-hour game, something like that. So
and it's got multiplayer too. Like you can just play the basketballs against.
Yeah, it's pretty fun once you get every type of person. Like there's some people that fly. There's some people that are only on the ground. There's fast. There's slow. There's people that can throw it and score like actual basketball. And then each map has pits and all sorts of stuff and traps and stuff that pop up. So there's a lot of variety. It's kind of overwhelming, but like I said, the fact that they pack it into short sentences, and then if I need to figure out who this bird man or the tree guy is, I can hover his name and be like, oh yeah, him, he did the thing.
You mean bird person?
Yes. But yeah, pleasantly surprised by this game, and we'll probably have it finished.
You surprised me that that's the one that you played. Because I brought it up we have like a group chat that we're talking, and I did bring it up in the chat specifically to Kellen. I was like, hey, it's the Transistor guys, you might like this game.
Yeah.
So it does surprise me that it's on my like I want to play it, but I feel like I'm not going to get to it list basically.
Yeah, I was looking at upcoming release dates in October, so it's just a clusterfuck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this might be a December game.
Yeah,
but it's definitely one where you start playing and it'll suck you in enough to where you're just like, okay, I'll just spend the.
I'm probably doing my like rest of the year pre-orders in the next week or two, and I already started like seeing what's coming out when, and so it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, there's one day I know that there's like 3 games I'm getting that day. So.
Yeah, I know.
It's not the Assassin's Creed day.
It is the Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, Mario.
Yeah,
So.
that's a
Good.
crazy
I may take
day.
that week off. Like, I'm just like, screw it. I got vacation days I haven't used. Screw it. I'll just take the week off.
All right, let's move into the news. Let's start out with Splatoon 2. Basically, a Splatoon 2 bundle for the U.S. has been announced.
All right.
Right on time.
And this
It
what you
comes
wanted?
with a digital copy of the game. It comes with the pink and green Joy-Cons, which I'm going to show in a second. It comes with the case, which I also imported. And it is $280, and for some reason it is exclusive to Walmart. So the case I love. I did an unboxing video of it, so you can check it out. So I'm not going to go into too much depth. But I absolutely love the case. It is just enough like flair to not be, like in your face when you're setting it down, whatever. I like the black little designs that are kind of hard to see until they hit the light.
They do it a lot, especially with 3DS designs.
Yeah. And then we got the pink and green mirrored inside with the Joy-Cons and everything. I really like this thing. I was super happy to get it. It was a little disappointing that like a day after I finally got all this stuff in, they announced this. I don't know why you would not announce this a long time ago. Like with the
like
game
launch of the game,
release. Yeah. It's very strange, but I love the colors. I'm glad other people are going to get it. It's just weird that mostly that it comes with this exact case too. So there's going to be like not a lot, but you're going to see other people with exactly the setup now. And I'm like, man, kind of the cool thing about the Switch is that you can build your own setup. And I really liked this. And now it's not
you
as...
can still have it.
I know, but now it's not as unique. The way we have it right now, though, with our Switches, they're all different.
They're all different, yeah.
But
I've got the small case and
very much like... And this case is nice. Yeah. Like, it's a mixture of a hard and soft case. It's got a kickstand on it where you can actually charge the thing while it's in kickstand mode. It holds games, holds your Switch really tightly. It's neat. I like it a lot. But yeah, the pre-orders are gone already by this point. But
that was fast.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but it's neat. I kind of wish that I imagine they're gonna do it. You can't get green or pink yet. They just don't have the other sides. Yeah. I imagine the next Splatoon, or not Splatoon, but the next Joy-Con color thing that comes out will be the reverse colors green-pink.
That'd be cool.
Pink, probably pretty awesome.
No, probably
I'm
not.
trying to think what they would do for some of the other games coming out.
Mario will get something.
Oh yeah, it'll be
do a red and something.
Red and green.
The opposite.
More of
red.
like the Luigi green, but I don't know who's the second character in the game really. So or red
Yoshi
and white,
green.
something like that.
I think they'll be like special Joy-Cons. Like they won't just be a color. I think it'll be like a red, white, like maybe it's like
it's like candy stripe.
White with the red dots, like Toad's.
Oh yeah,
head or something like that.
Mushroom head.
I don't know, but anyway, it's cool if you got it. I like it. You should be excited. Splatoon Sweet comes out. It comes out like September or something. It's very.
It's kind of odd.
It's very far away, but anyway, that's a thing.
It's not that far away
from the release of the game.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty far away. Next up, just a quick one. Guacamelee is getting a PS4 physical release. It is, I didn't know this, it's limited to 3,800 copies. I thought...
It's a random number.
Yeah.
That's true, and
just go to 4,000.
I thought it was just a general release when I was scrolling Twitter and saw it, and Craig messaged me, and he's like, hey, because he buys a lot of the limited stuff. He's like, hey, I got this. Are you going to get it? And I was like, no, I'd get it if it was the Vita one, because I like collecting for the Vita, but I was like, I'm not going to get it. And then like later, I was like, oh, it's a limited thing. I was like, I'm still not going to get it, but I want it.
But they're closer to selling.
So I think
it's worth buying. I mean, obviously, it made our Vita list.
I think it's worth buying if you don't have it 1,000%. I have it on PS4 and Vita and PS3 already, so I'm like...
Wasn't it number 1 on our Vita list?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Fair enough.
Game is excellent.
It very much is.
And very unique.
Yeah, and the PS4 version's awesome because it gives you couch co-op and stuff.
Yeah.
So. Next up, this is the big one. Crackdown 3. Let's talk about this. So Crackdown 3 was supposed to come out the same day as the Xbox One X.
Flagship game. Yep.
It was supposed to launch with the console. Yeah. I imagine that's the game that people are going to go, I'm going to buy this and that. You know, the console and the game.
Here's my game, yeah.
It has been delayed, Crackdown 3, until 2018 spring.
Indefinitely, yeah.
Spring.
Where it's going to have major competition.
Well, that's true. I mean, it was going to have competition anyway because it was coming out in November, I guess.
Yeah.
With the Call of Duties and the Battlefields and all that
Still.
stuff. But
have a lot of stuff going on.
This is bad for Xbox.
Yes.
Let's name all of the 2017 major, there's been some smaller ones like Tacoma and things, but the major, even PC and Xbox releases for 2017. There's one.
Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2. That's
Forza's later this year.
And then Forza's their second one that's going to come out. Yeah.
Cuphead.
Cuphead's not even. It's not a major release. It's not even getting a physical copy.
But it's cool.
It is cool, and I'll probably play it. But like, I don't know what Microsoft's doing. I don't know if this is like they're working on a new console. Like they are kind of admitting defeat. They've been outsold, like triple outsold. They're kind of admitting their defeat, and they're pushing things off because they're going to be on the next. Well, I think Xbox console, or
I think the Crackdown thing's a direct result of like E3 and everyone going like, "Oh, I thought this game would have had more explosions,
better graphics,
more.
Like it's an
looks
Xbox
like the
One
360
X game."
version.
Yeah,
I think it was like actually due to release on time, so I don't think it was like creative differences or something like that, or like an Andromeda
but if you think
sort of
about
situation.
Like even this year, we had Scalebound was canceled, which was big.
Flat out canceled,
Lionhead was closed. Fable was canceled. They closed another studio. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and it makes me wonder if they are going to get rid of, because Xbox doesn't do anything for them. Like, PlayStation is Sony's biggest thing. Xbox means nothing to Microsoft. Like, they don't care.
As long as businesses still exist.
Yeah, like
next year
they don't care. I wouldn't be surprised if they sell the Xbox brand and spin it off to its own thing.
Sell it to Atari.
Honestly,
that's exactly what I was thinking. Sell it to Atari.
I could see like something like that
The
happening.
Atari Xbox One.
I don't know if Atari has enough money to buy it. I don't know what
Or
Atari's been doing, but they're putting out a console. But yeah, like, this is worrisome, even though I don't care about Crackdown 3 personally. I wasn't going to play it. But that game, clearly, it had... it was a cloud-based game. Remember when they talked about the cloud when that was everything? And then that was gone, and then it showed up, and everybody's like, this game doesn't look good. And they're like, but this is on our $500 new console. Like, and Xbox is my least by far. I turned on my Xbox once this year, and it was to play Alan Wake.
It was on earlier to watch YouTube.
Sure. Yeah,
I turned mine on a lot because the switches and pass-through.
I use it for media stuff. That is true.
Yeah,
it's a great media console.
Plays, like, the PS3 was great, and then I don't know what the PS4 did with its media stuff. The Xbox plays most things. But, like, as far as games go, the fact that they're all on PC now, literally all on PC. I remember looking at that E3 list of exclusive Xbox things, and there was one thing, and it was avatars.
Yeah.
Everything else is on PC. Yeah. Like, just that dilutes the excitement I feel like people have for these these things, when you have games that are literally only on another console. Like, you're not playing Mario ever on PC. You're not playing Uncharted ever on PC. You know,
I think at this point I've probably played more 360 games on my Xbox One than...
Yeah, and like, they're doing awesome things. The backwards compatibility, awesome.
It was great.
I applaud that.
They're keeping up with it.
That's
they keep
fantastic.
Stuff. Yeah.
I thought they were going to drop it instantly. Totally
I thought
wrong.
it would go last 6 months maybe.
The Game Pass is really cool. That lets you play all their games and their exclusives and stuff. But like, as far as being excited for the next thing, like, what are people going to buy the X for? Because I feel like the people that like that stuff would already just buy
They're going to buy it for
PC.
the media.
Well, they would have it on PC because it's the graphics thing, and all their games are on PC. I don't know. It's a weird place. I'm not a big Xbox guy, and my faith in them, honestly, is dropping and dropping and dropping. I have the Xbox
They just need to make games.
I bought it for Sunset Overdrive, which is not on PC.
Yeah.
That was the reason I bought it, was to play that, and I liked that game a whole lot. But if more of these games weren't on PC, I would be more excited about it. If they would stop like having bad news, I would be more excited about it.
Release something.
Yeah, like, a lot of the times when they're in the news, it's not great.
Something's been canceled or closed or pushed.
And then you think about just like, obviously Switch launched this year. It's super successful. It was the best-selling console last month again. Splatoon 2 was the best-selling piece of software, followed by Crash Bandicoot, which is PlayStation 4. That, like, I don't know, it's rough. And like, just for the PS4, including PC stuff, because there's like Hellblade and Persona and Yakuza and Nier and Uncharted Lost Legacy and Horizon and like there's a lot of
MLB The Show,
Gravity Rush 2, MLB The Show. Like there's a lot of exclusives coming out like that are not super indie. Like they're bigger games and I do also want to point out it now hit me. I am bummed Scalebound got canceled now. After playing Nier, which is Platinum, you know, A-Team, and Scalebound was as well. I was playing Nier, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh, man.
That's why I was excited for Scalebound.
Scalebound.
That's why I wanted
There's actually an
that's what I
enemy
want.
that sort of looks like a dragon in Nier. Sort of acts like a dragon, so it's kind of funny to be like, oh, that could have been an actual dragon. Maybe.
Yeah, like now I want to play Scalebound.
That's part of the reason I wanted that
like,
game so badly.
What a bummer. So I don't know. I don't mean to be like mean, but I would
They're not doing
be
well,
concerned about what they're doing. I'm very confused.
They just need to put some games out. They have the hardware. Just put
some
games
exclusive.
out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And there's no like. I feel like a good example that was explained to me was like God of War. God of War for PlayStation 3 and PS2, they had a very distinct look. And then the PS4 God of War is totally different. It's still God of War. It's still familiar, but they're like, this is the next gen God of War. Killzone looks very different from the old Killzone. Like, it's bright. There's popping colors. Like, they changed something to make it more eye-catching, more interesting for these new gamers. And I feel like Halo 5 didn't really do that. It was kind of just more...
They changed a bunch of gameplay mechanics, but not visual.
Yeah,
they made the gameplay
and the
worse.
story was awful. Like, that what they did with the
From what
whole
I've heard,
lock situation.
We're not
And
gonna talk
then,
about that.
like, Gears 4 was, like, more Gears. Like, it was everything from before, but yeah, like I just don't see the excitement.
The new Gears was distinct, but worse with the
Well,
characters.
the
the
millennials-
millennials
strictly
took
worse.
over.
I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
And
I
that's
hope
the thing
some good
too is
news
that
shows
the
up.
Xbox One X, like whether you were going to buy it or not, like at least marketing wise, like hey, it's got all the bells and whistles. So like there was nothing wrong with the system. At least when PS4 Pro was announced, you're like, does it have enough on the technical side? I'm not sure. It wasn't. Am I gonna have games to play on it? So it was the complete opposite. It's
That's
like,
true.
Hey, I want this thing, but there's nothing to play it on, and I don't have a 4K TV. And then you start listing all these reasons. Like, okay, never mind.
That's true.
I have no use for one of those things. Yeah.
So they did fine with the marketing and like selling the system.
Yeah,
but now
the
it's nothing
X,
to play on.
like
now
I'm
it's,
not.
now
I don't
it's just
like
a Forza
the idea.
machine. Like it's all its purpose.
I
It's a
still don't
Forza
like the
machine.
idea of these mid-generation things,
Yeah.
like the X and the Pro. I think they are dumb. Like I don't like them at all. But I do agree. I thought the Pro, they botched that totally. That was terrible messaging. And the X, they did a good job in being like, oh, because I think they saw the Pro and they kind of.
Like we can wait
They
longer
had
to
some
put out a
time.
better.
And then they
console.
also threw in the hey, every Xbox game's gonna look better, so that kind of got rid of that gray area of well, this game's gonna be better, but this one isn't. That PS4 Pro also.
But
had when
I
they talked about it.
I just don't know why you'd be excited for it because like I don't know what you're gonna play unless you love Forza.
Unless you're just a Forza nut, like I
so-
don't know what you're doing.
It's rough. Next, We Happy Few is coming to PlayStation 4, which was an Xbox exclusive. This not very surprising. Most of these like indie third-party things go
Timed exclusive,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rocket
Yeah, they
League
move
obviously eventually going to come to Xbox.
Well, that's just doing God's work, is to spread Rocket League.
Lawbreakers.
that needs to be everywhere.
Lawbreakers will come to Xbox, I'm sure.
They're not missing anything.
Inside, screw you. Inside.
If you're not playing on
to-
PC, you're not
Not
playing
really
it.
playing it. Yeah.
Inside went to PlayStation 4. The Witness went to Xbox. You know, they eventually get there. But We Happy Few actually never came out. It was an early access on Xbox, and the game comes out in April, and it is launching on PS4. So kind of a weird...
We're gonna test it over here and release it. Over
Kind
here.
of,
Sounds about right.
It's kind of a weird,
That's fine.
murky situation, but it's just another check box in the... like, why do I need this console? I don't know. To be fair, they have a press conference tomorrow. We are filming this on Saturday. They have a Gamescom press conference tomorrow, and maybe they'll announce some cool stuff. I imagine we'll see Recore Definitive Edition, which is the actual game. I don't understand. They announced it has the robot in it that it's been
the
missing.
one that's on the cover
It's
that's not in the game.
It's $20. We don't know if there's an upgrade program. Things like that. Like
Should
they
be a
might
free upgrade.
they
if
might
you own
have
the
cool
game.
stuff, and they have that PlayerUnknown Battleground or whatever it's called, which I don't
PUBG?
really.
It's doing really well.
I don't know anything about that game, but people seem to really like it. So that's a big get for them.
It is a Twitch phenomenon.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
That's a big get for them. But I don't know. Like it will come to PS4. but I don't know how big. Like, will people buy an Xbox One X if that launches on the day of it? Like, I don't know.
People already playing it are probably playing it on PC, so they don't care.
Oh, well, they are playing it.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
PC.
they already want to play it or playing it. So
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
I
have
don't
to
think
see.
that would sell a console.
I don't know. Well, we shall see. Is there any other Xbox news I can just get out of the way yet?
Xbox has closed the Xbox studio.
I don't think so. I think we're done talking about that. Next up, Amazon Prime real quick. Amazon Prime used to have a 20% discount off pre-orders, and for 2 weeks, you got 20% off any new games, which was nice because you could wait for reviews, see if the game's, sucks, see if your friend got it, and then be like, oh, now I'll jump in, things like that. You can no longer do that with Amazon Prime. It will only apply to pre-orders. This has no silver lining. This is terrible.
This is just removing a feature that people use.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't understand what
Usually
their
with the
thinking
removal,
was.
like they remove something, but they give something back, like bump up another area. But this one's just straight, like, we'll take it back.
It's like, we didn't mean to give you that. I'll take it
Yeah,
back.
I thought if any announcement that they would make, it would be that it's 20% off everything now, like Gamers Club Unlocked does for Best Buy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You get 20% off anything that you purchase that's like game related, that's not a console. Amiibos, you get it off. Bundles, all that stuff, because they already took it off collector's editions.
Yeah.
You still get all that on Best Buy, and now Best Buy gives it on anything, anytime, 2 weeks or 2 years. You still get your discount, and now Amazon's like only pre-orders. I don't know if not enough people were doing it that they saw, or they don't care, or enough people are doing it like during
Or just so
pre-orders
many people
that they're
are
like,
doing
it's working.
Yeah.
Like, I
So
don't know.
the pre-orders are getting everybody. Yeah, as soon as my Switch came in, the first thing I did, go to Best Buy.
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning for this was, but this is very anti. And
It's
I've seen
just
a lot
kinda
of people
odd, yeah.
like, I'm just not going to buy it from Amazon. I'm going to, vote with my wallet. I'm not going to do it. And I was telling you I'm going to do all my pre-orders. I had them all in my cart on Amazon, and now I'm going to Best Buy and doing it just because I've been using Amazon recently. No real reason, just I have it.
I spent a bunch of Amazon money
And now
recently.
I'm ordering all that stuff on Best Buy instead, because this was announced literally in my decision making for my pre-orders. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go there, except for one game because it's not sold at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Or at least Best Buy sometimes waits to put up their pre-orders. They're not
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
a game's been announced, put up the pre-orders.
2019.
My friend still had Last Guardian pre-ordered for the PS3.
Nice.
Next up,
That happened.
I mean, I pre-ordered Detroit like last year, so it's
that's
fine.
fair. Just a real quick one. The next Splatfest has been announced. It's for September 1st. The first one was Mayo versus Ketchup, where Mayo reigned supreme. Lost the popular vote
Mm-hmm.
By a lot.
73% to whatever,
Yeah.
27. But
But
this
because
one
there's so much team kill,
well,
Mayo won.
I don't think the Team Kill does anything because you're not actually in your Splatfest stuff with Team Kill. But what I think it is honestly, I think more adults picked Mayo, and a lot of kids picked Ketchup probably, because I imagine if you ask a little kid Ketchup or Mayo, they're going to pick Ketchup. And I think the adults beat up the kids, and they
That sounds like
won
a fun
all
game.
of the solo games and all of the team games, which gave them the
I
win.
did good against Mayo, so whatever.
With that said,
I wasn't in Splatoon 2 yet, so
that's true. This will be your first. The next one will be Flight versus Invisibility. What superpower would you want?
easy.
What are you picking?
Why would you want to be invisible?
Oh my gosh.
We had a
Incorrect.
long.
I know. I read through it, and I was like, I don't think I'll jump in this.
Either way, the correct decision for us is, now that we have 4 people all with Switches, is
to
whatever
pick one.
gets all on the same team.
Invisible.
Because Craig
I'm not
and you
invisible.
were sitting there on the couch as Mayo,
And you
I
picked
was
Ketchup.
and I fought Ketchup all night.
Yeah, a lot of people pick Ketchup. I think this one will be closer, but I think Invisible will probably lose this one. Because I think more kids, once again, are going to pick Invisible over Flight. I don't really think kids care as much about transportation.
Well, like
as
I
much
said,
as they're like, I could
I want-
skip school.
I want free transportation. You can skip school without being invisible.
Yeah, but they're like, I can
yeah,
ask to go to the
when-
bathroom and just go invisible, and no one will like.
my decider was who gets Marina, and that's going to win the popular vote.
That will be Invisible.
Which
So-
one's Marina? That's
so
fair.
we need
actually.
to
I
go
can't
invisible.
Can't argue with
She
that.
hasn't lost a popular vote yet.
I can't
She
argue with
won
Well,
ketchup and she won
when
ice
it's
cream.
when it's
But to
actually
be fair, that's probably a comment. Ice cream's better than cake. Ketchup's better than mayo is probably a.
when it's the actual Splatfest and there's like the whole DJ turned up thing going on in your
And
town.
she just insults
Yeah.
Pearl so good.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
So that's, you got to choose Marina each time. You just got to suck up
We'll see.
your pride
We'll see what
and
happens.
just go
But
with
yeah,
her.
I'm on Team Invisible. I haven't actually talked to Craig about it. I asked him and I said Team Invisible, but he didn't give me. If he's super in for Flight, I guess I'll pick Flight.
Welcome to the
It'll be
team.
3-1.
Invisible, I'll be.
That's my vote.
I'll do like one person did. I remember they changed their name to Agent Mayo and they went on Ketchup's team and just threw games, which is pretty good. It's free to play online, so why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's
For
the
now.
next
For now.
Splatfest.
For now.
Next up, Friday the 13th. Some news about this. I've been playing this game a whole lot. I kind of, between this and Splatoon, I go back and forth whenever I want to play online, and I guess RuneScape now. Friday the 13th, it put up a new website, and it had tons of new information, including they are getting a new map based on one of the movies. I think it's Jason X, because Jason X was a Kickstarter goal that they did not reach, which means they at least had the ability to get the rights
They
to
could
that.
have or did or would.
A new Jason will appear based on a movie. Jason X will probably
You would
be
hope
in it.
that they would match it.
No. We don't need anything from that movie.
There will be 2 new counselors introduced to the game. I think one of them is Fox from part 3. We talked about at one point they passed away and they were trying to get the rights to them to be able to put them in the game, kind of immortalize them.
That'd be cool.
And I think they got it. And then there's also another one that I think is just going to be another like generic.
I hope it's the Jason X guy that says he just wanted his machete back.
New outfits for all the counselors.
Or some of the girl counselors from that movie.
Fair.
Counselors.
New outfits including a swimsuit.
Jason?
That would be amazing. A swimsuit outfit for all the counselors.
Swimsuit Jason.
And then also they have those other modes coming, including the smaller maps to speed up the games, including new rules changes. You can get in trouble for leaving games early after the next update. They're turning off team killing, which I'm completely against. I think that's a terrible
I like having
idea. I'm going to write to them and explain to them why team killing's good for the game, because just a real quick
makes
summary.
up the funniest situations.
Exactly. A real quick summary of just why I think it's good is because that game is not about like the gameplay. The gameplay is meh. It's about the stories that you get to tell.
It's about the experiences.
They're like 20-minute horror movies where you may or may not get out.
Or you
every
get hit
time.
by a car.
You might get hit by a car. Some douchebag might be hiding with the gas in a corner, and you just run up and kill them and take the gas, and you're like, and then I got away.
Yeah.
You might get to the boat, and there's 3 people, and it only holds 2 people.
Some of the situations I've
Somebody
liked
with a
too.
shotgun is getting out of
Yeah,
there.
it's where like Jason's coming at him, and there's like just a straight line to where there's other counselors straight behind him, and he'll move, and they'll blast their own teammates and be like, "Oh no, I didn't mean to," and then they're dead because Jason's just,
like. There's so many good
was-
stories. We had
yeah.
one yesterday. I was playing, and we got to the car, and I didn't have the keys, but I had the battery, and somebody had the gas, and somebody else had the keys, and we went to the 4-seater, and we were all kind of going, and 5 people showed up to the 4-seater car, and somebody gets in the car. The person with the keys is guaranteed. 'Cause
Yeah.
they can
start
get in
the
the
car.
car. So they get in the car, and it's just to the doors of the car, and 2 people got to one of the doors, and they just started swinging at each other. Like, I love that stuff. It creates these stories.
It's hilarious.
And like,
it
sure,
seems pretty realistic too.
it can be, yeah.
You
it
help
can-
you help each other until it's every man for himself.
Yeah, until there's a big hulking man chasing you
with
like
a spear or whatever. Like, nah.
Yeah, it can be frustrating if you get into a game where a guy just spawns and starts killing everybody. That's annoying. All you need is a vote to kick
Then you
system
report him
or
or
a
vote,
grief
yeah.
system, and it solves that problem. Whereas when you can't kill people, you actually cause more problems, where instead now that person grabs the gas and stands in a corner, and you literally can't
Well, even
do
Never get it
there
away
should
from
at
him.
least be a
car
couple minutes
anymore.
maybe where you can't kill teammates at the start.
First 5 minutes or
So
something.
That's
you don't
fair.
just get in. I mean, not that the load times anymore are bad or the lobby times are bad anymore, but
Yeah, they fixed
um,
that.
but yeah, that would suck to just get in a game and you see one guy kill 3 people.
Yeah, that
He runs
does
to the cabin,
that
grabs
does
the
happen
shotgun.
every once in a while, but
Yeah.
you just
That's
need a
very
good
rare. Yeah.
You need a good report system.
Yeah.
I also saw somebody post like, what if when you betray somebody, you're on the minimap for Jason, so Jason can always see you now? And like, I've seen some creative
Just
things.
a way to get in. Yeah.
But I just like vote to kick them, and if you start getting kicked from a bunch of games, maybe look into that
you're
person's
now
account.
shut down for an hour. or
Look
something.
into that person's account. And like they
But-
also are introducing like if you leave the game early, causing
Yeah.
if you leave the game early and you try to join a game, you have to wait till that game that you left finishes. Like that's a good
That's what
punishment.
That's what League of Legends does. If
Does
you
it?
left-
Yeah.
You
Like-
have to wait till that game
Mhm.
ends.
Anyway, I like all the content. It's awesome. I was already playing the game a lot, but I'm going to be playing it more when all the stuff drops. I'm super excited about it. The team killing thing, I think, is a huge mistake to get rid of that. I think that is the story behind the game, because it's not you versus Jason. It's you versus everybody, sort of, versus Jason. You always have to watch your back. You're always worried when the guy with the shotgun's hanging out with you, helping you, and you're like, he might just shoot me.
I've got the propeller. He wants the boat. I might just die here. Yeah.
I remember one time it was one guy, me and my niece were playing, and we were the only 3 left, and he was getting chased by Jason, and he ran straight into our house. Jason came in and started attacking her, and then he ran and jumped out the window, and I had the gun, and I shot him mid-dive out the window. And I was like, you fucker, you brought Jason here, and I just shot him as he jumped out the window. And it was awesome. Like, I don't know. I think they're going to lose their storytelling aspect by getting rid of that. So, anyway. Next up, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's roster has officially been revealed.
Yep.
We know all the characters. I'm probably going to butcher a bunch of these. Nick, go ahead and help me out if I'm wrong. But we have Strider, Arthur, Spencer, Zero, Mega Man X, Jada, Chris Redfield, Dante, Ryu, Chun-Li, Morgan, Frank West, Hager, Nemesis, Firebrand. And then we have Rocket Raccoon, who looks way better than every other character in the game for some reason. Just in like literally textures and everything, he looks way better.
He's the best character.
Doctor Strange, Hawkeye, Gamora, Ultron, Captain America, Iron Man, Thanos, Nova, Hulk, Captain Marvel, Thor, Spider-Man, Dormammu, and Ghost Rider.
You got it.
Dormammu.
No X-Men. Confirmed.
Correct.
How are we feeling about this roster? I personally, seeing it, I'm a Capcom guy.
Yeah.
I was excited for Nemesis. I don't know the other games. I don't know if he's in it. I was like, oh, Nemesis is cool, and I was excited to see Zero back.
Mm-hmm.
That was the extent of my excitement for this, because it's a game. It's coming out this year.
Yeah.
I don't care about this game.
It's a decent roster. The thing that scares me is that it's Capcom, so that means Season Pass, and that means all the cool characters that they've been hiding, the Venoms, the whoever, are going to be DLC, and they're gonna roll. Yeah, they're gonna be expensive for DLC, like for a single character, and then they're gonna roll it out real slow, like they have been Street Fighter V, which probably means that they're gonna put a lot of people that they don't care about, because Street Fighter V's big gig this time, or big gimmick, I guess, is putting out all new characters for this season of the game. It's just like, we want our Sagats, we want our these classic characters.
Even Tekken's having that. People are like, we want like Fang and these characters, Lee, the other Lee, these characters that aren't in the game, and I think the Tekken guys are like, they're not coming. Like,
we're not doing that.
They're in the middle of crossover stuff, which is cool, and most people seem to be buying in, at least so far. But they're 2 characters in at this point, or 1 character?
What, Tekken?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, Aliza is not available as DLC, which is really weird. So she's expensive. Like, I looked on eBay, because you can only get her with the code.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, it's who I play. So.
But yeah, I mean, 30
what?
30 characters sounds okay. I don't know if we've been spoiled by like Smash, but it sounds like a low number.
Yeah.
With Capcom versus Marvel, which could be 100 characters.
I have problems with that game beyond the characters. That's just
I mean, that's just going off just
style,
that list. But yeah, I mean, at least visually, it's gotten a bit of an update. All the ugly faces, all the whatever has been corrected at this point. And it seems like there's a lot more information about all the soul stones and stuff like that are in the game. So it sounds like it's going to have a cool dynamic to it, I guess, that's going to make it stand out from other games. Apparently, people that have been pushing this game hardcore say the actual gameplay itself is fine. I don't like it dropping back to 2v2 from 3v3.
I played the demo and hated it.
The other thing I don't like is that
fight everybody.
Literally, like, animation for animation, sprite for sprite, whatever you want to say. It's like the exact same motions and animations and moves and stuff like that from past games. Some of these other characters, like the Hagars and the whoever, have a lot of the same stuff from other games. So it just feels like they just like imported it straight into the game rather than making its own unique thing or an updated version or something, just changing it. So I don't know. It's cool, but it's just, I feel like people are gonna buy it just to buy it, and it's not gonna go anywhere. I don't think, as far as next year goes, I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be EVO main stage, which usually means like this is the kind of the top 3 or 4 fighting games. I think Tekken's still going to be up there. Street Fighter's going to have its like legacy players that are still going to keep playing it, and I don't know where this game's going to fall, but
Smash.
Smash may be there.
Yeah, Smash will be there. Injustice 2 will still have its people. I don't know. I don't.
Watch Todd punch himself in his face.
That was incredible.
I think this is maybe a top 5 or 6 fighting game, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see it going anywhere, and I'm not gonna buy it.
Now I have a question for you, Dormammu.
Yeah,
Dormammu. He was in a movie.
Yeah,
Doctor Strange. I'm confused how that's a fighting game character.
He just wins.
Is there a way you can explain to me, real quick, how he's a character in this fighting game? Because he's a lot like Parallax in the Green Lantern movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like
a
big
giant face thing.
He is outside of the realm that you saw him in the movie.
So he is like a humanoid
ish. He's got more than one form.
I don't see how Mega Man's gonna fight Thor. That doesn't seem fair. Like, I'm just saying.
He's got him.
Thor, yeah, just puts his hammer in him and dies.
No.
But yeah, as far as like X-Men goes, like I feel like hopefully that they go through some DLC like packs or like themes,
And
that's
one's
kind
an
of
X-Men pack.
and one's 2 or 3. Like
New
it's just
Mutants
weird
pack.
not having Wolverine and Spider-Man. And
Spider-Man,
just
he's not an X-Men.
Venom, and stuff like that in these games. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
think
Yeah, Wolverine's
there
always
are a
in
lot
the
of
game.
new faces, and there's a lot of returning faces, and there's some people that they've been wanting in there for a while, and stuff like Nemesis is cool. But it feels like the Marvel side was pushed a lot heavily on the MCU, and just like in real life, X-Men aren't really doing anything in the comics, and it's kind of got shit on and pushed aside. So it's kind of happening in this game too, where I don't know. I just feel like they've been a staple in the series so long. That
Especially
they ought to be
Wolverine.
there.
Yeah, Wolverine's always in these things.
I mean, they even had an X-Men first Capcom fighting game. For
Oh, yeah.
So
Sure.
There's a lot
It's
of
weird.
X-Men.
Cyclops.
He
Doing
is
his
a
laser
lot
beam.
of X-Men.
Next up, real quick, Pokemon Go adding Mewtwo. I just want to talk about this super fast. Basically, they had an event in Japan. The Pikachu outbreak happens that they do every year, and they had a Pokemon Go section to the event. It was held in a stadium instead of a park.
Pokemon Stadium?
For a day?
The surrounding
Oh.
area, it had 2 million people show up to it. It worked perfectly fine, and they all got Mewtwo's. They got to compete in the first ever like Team Mewtwo raids, fight Mewtwo, and then catch a Mewtwo. And they have them for a month before they actually release. That is a good way to do an event, Niantic.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You should do that more often.
Do that here.
Also, they put Mr. Mimes all over Japan for the event as well, so anybody in Japan could get Mr. Mime.
That's cool. too.
And they put Farfetch'd everywhere for people that traveled that wanted Farfetch. So really awesome. So the way Mewtwo works is different than all the other legendaries. Basically, we don't know exactly, but it seems like you have to do raids around your town at different gyms, and eventually, if you've done a raid at where Mewtwo spawns in the past few weeks, it says, we don't know any timing or anything like that, you'll get an invitation to go fight Mewtwo with the Google Maps to the spot and a time for it to start. So we don't know how many people are going to be invited to go fight this. I don't know if this is some sort of fire hazard that they're into. Like, I'm not sure
legal difficulty
how this is going to work, but they found in the code that it gives you like the Google Maps, and I think there's a 24-hour time before the egg hatches containing Mewtwo that you're going to fight.
That sucks for people with like a life and job and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're good for Kevin.
We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
We will see
Yeah,
how it
that's-
works. I'm
Like, be here at 1
concerned.
o'clock.
Like,
I'll be
people
at
are
work.
people are already like, this is horrible, this is whatever.
This will never work.
They need to be very strategic in where they place
Needs
it.
to be
They
a lot of
can't just be
weekends
like
and,
like just go through an
Random
automated
church on a
list.
Sunday. Everybody show up. It's
Sunday,
this
11
isn't gonna
o'clock.
work.
During the eclipse, 1 o'clock.
So
Praise
we'll,
Jesus.
we'll figure out
Oh, God,
once
not
it
here.
releases.
The eclipse thing here? No.
Yeah, it's gonna be horrible.
I'm not leaving my house for 2 days because
We'll figure out how it works. It
Mhm.
launches in September. All the other legendaries are gone at that point, and Mewtwo will show up. And they've
did he
announced
murder them?
Yes, probably.
Did you not see the first Pokemon movie?
Fair
They announced that
enough.
Mew will be next, which will allow all 151 to be in the game, so you can have them all. So cool.
Mew greater than Mewtwo.
Correct.
Next.
Much nicer, too.
Nice guy.
Real quick, the BioWare devs
Yeah.
story. Let's talk about that. They basically posted a blog.
Yeah, on their BioWare blog.
And what did that say?
It
Confirmed what we've been hearing rumors
That they're all
of.
committing Harry.
No, they're just moving on to bigger and brighter
Oh.
places. They just said the previous patch that they just put out not too long ago was the last one that they're doing, and that's it. Don't expect any more story content. Don't expect any more updates, fixes, anything like that.
Yeah, that game hurt their studio real bad.
Yeah.
It sold fine, I'm sure,
Mhm.
on its
It had
name,
the
Name
names,
but
yeah.
it also really hurt that name. And like
Yeah.
even if you just go like to a Goodwill, you can probably find rows that like stores have gotten rid of their copies of this game because I don't think it's sold past day one type thing. Like after that news, once you get turned into a meme, you're in a lot of trouble. Like you're done for. So,
But
yeah.
it's good that they came out and said it because it just sucks for something to kind of just drag out and you're not
If
really
people
sure.
are like, is this
yeah.
gone?
Are they gonna
Are
fix
we
this?
finally
Are
going to
they
get a
ever-
patch? What game could possibly do that? Where would somebody be wondering if they're ever going to put in the missing content and then years later they're like,
third of the
oh, you
game.
got to pay $20 extra for it. Recore.
If you're wondering.
Next, I just have a really quick story that I thought was cool. Mighty Number 9, basically, they never put in their Kickstarter stuff. Like, I still never got all the stuff.
Oh, you're still waiting on stuff. Right?
Yeah. So they put out an email last month. Hey, we're finishing up the final things. It's a manual and a physical box for the game. It basically looks like an NES box, and something that I didn't know, if you got the Japanese version, which I did because I like the art better, it's a Famicom box. Famicom boxes are smaller than NES boxes, so the manuals don't fit in the box.
Nice.
Very strategic
good job,
thinking
guys.
there.
Well done, fellows.
So, long story short, people are tweeting that they got this picture, that they got their stuff in the mail, and I never got mine, and it's been a month. So I emailed Fangamer, who was making them, and I'm like, hey guys, I didn't get mine. Here's my code, my order number for it. I never got mine. What's up with that? Also, I picked the Japanese version. Can I get the Western version? I like it better. Thanks. Within 45 seconds, no joke, 45 seconds, I got a tracking number and an email from them saying, we shipped you the Western version of the game, or of the box. Let us know if there's anything else you can help you with. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Fangamer.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because that's amazing. Not only did they give me something that I technically didn't order, they shipped it out within 45 seconds and gave me a tracking number.
There's some guy like, I just got to work. What does this idiot want? Oh.
Well, there's probably a crack team of
I was
customer
about
service.
I was about to say, I highly suspect that they have stacks of them,
Yeah.
like waiting to ship, and all they had to do was scan and type in
Like,
the
we've
address.
missed 1,000 people. Let's just get some
But
already.
it's really cool that they gave me.
I could probably send them an email and say, hey,
Hey guys,
here's
my order
here's
number. It's
my
just
stuff.
like the number 6.
But I just want to say it's really cool that they gave me the other version of it
One you
for
asked
no.
for,
Yeah, like I wanted the one with the manual that fits. I didn't realize the Famicom thing. Now it'll go on my shelf with my other Mega Man ones that it'll all be
But
the
it's
same
not Mega Man.
size. It'll
Yeah.
look correct.
Fast
et cetera, et
response,
cetera.
no grief.
40 seconds,
Yeah.
45
Easy
seconds, I
peasy.
got the tracking number. So
That is cool.
shout out to them. I'm going to buy something. I bought Undertale from them.
Hey, me too.
But I'm going to buy something else from them because
I don't even know if like out of office automatic responses pop up that fast if you're sending someone an email.
I got the automatic response for the tracking number. And then got the, hey, we sent the Western version like from the personal email right
yeah,
after
there had to be
that.
a
And
guy
I was
like just waiting.
Yeah.
like,
I thought there's some guy who just
some
sat it
guy in the
down for
computer and
day.
some guy next to him. It was just like, go,
Yeah.
like.
Ship it.
So it was awesome.
I don't know
to
if I
see.
could have typed all that fast.
I don't know
Sent
how
the
you get a
email.
tracking number that fast.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
FedEx
insane.
isn't
It was
fast
so
enough.
insane. I literally was like, send. And my phone went, "Vzz." I was like, what's the, what? It was insane.
Who's
So,
this?
highly, I can't really recommend them just because of that, but I'm
That
going to
is-
buy
that
something
is cool,
from them because that is
It is
cool.
appreciated.
Let's go through these next things pretty quickly. Next up, some questions. We're just going to do one, and that is going to be something that we check up on all the time, and that is our backlogs. Let's just talk about some backlog games that we have, things that we want to finish by the end of the year. Nick, I'll start with you.
We're just gonna do one by one or something like that.
Just go through all yours. I'll go through all mine.
At this point, Yakuza 0 is top of the list. Tales of Berseria
I'm going to check something. You
is
keep
probably next.
Bye.
Maybe Horizon because I know the Rabbids game's coming out pretty soon, so that's going to be like an actual new release that I want to play. Wolfenstein games are on the backlog.
I did one of those.
Halo 5, I still haven't played that, but I think I can just toss that one for good.
It's fine. It's the best I can say about
Eventually I'll get near back, so I'll do the
Worst Halo, though? Do you think? Is it better than 4?
it. No.
No.
I don't like 4.
4 was fine. 4
Near,
was better.
I'll do playthroughs B through Z.
2B.
You
Yeah.
think I'm kidding?
No,
So-
I know it's funny.
Last
I've seen
week,
the people talking. I got ending Q or whatever. I'm like, yeah.
Last week or the week before, he was like, "Yeah, endings 1 through 26 or whatever," and I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
No,
That's literally how many
right,
endings
yeah.
are. I have 4 of them as of
Mm.
right now, and yeah, you just get a letter depending on
Yep.
how you ended the game, basically.
ending. Yeah.
But yeah, mostly games from the start of this year that I need to have at least 4 considerations. Maybe not game of the year, but other categories and stuff like that to knock out. And as far as games that aren't in this year, still need to beat Persona Q. Need to go through that. And
Yeah.
there's a few
Only
other.
reason I'm keeping my 3DS. There's
Q-
on a Q2.
There's a few other games too that I need to go through. So
Just gonna get rid of it, and I'm like, I can't do it.
there's some gaps here and there, especially since depending on how this Destiny 2 beta goes for the PC in a couple
It's
weeks.
been out for years. It's called Destiny.
I will tell you, I've been watching the IGN show, so it's a
Mhm.
newish show on the Disney. Now has like a 7-hour block dedicated to gaming. It's very similar to G4. G4 was very stupid and had a lot of bad comedy.
Yeah, it
and
was
wasn't
cheesy
great.
and, yeah.
And this show it's just like that. And I specifically watched the IGN show because it's really good production value. And I watched The Attack, which is Kevin Pereira Attack of the Show
Yeah.
reborn.
Kinda
It's
thing, yeah.
way sillier, way stupider, and that's saying something. However, I still watch it. In the IGN show, they do like exclusive reveals on that show.
Yeah.
And I watched the Destiny 2, they did a strike. And I was like, this looks fun.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm trying to decide, like, I'm telling you, I'm doing my pre-order stuff. I'm trying to decide how to whittle games out. I think I'm going to wait on Destiny 2 strictly because Destiny 1 did that BS with the Taken King and then the Wolf Den or whatever, and they released them for the same price as what
Yeah.
the original
you could
things.
get $200 worth of content for $60 now.
Yeah, and I was like, that's BS. So I think I'm going to wait on Destiny 2, even though I
Well,
want
yeah,
to
the
play
thing
it
that sucks about
specifically
that
because of that.
isn't
Yeah.
so much that the price. I mean, that's one thing. But also, too, if you bought the Taken King and all the stuff before
You
it,
just start at the max level.
you were at like that's the purpose of starting these games at the forefront is that you get not only these like cosmetic things that are like, hey, I was here from the beginning or I pre-ordered, but like you get to that level 30 or 35 or 40, and then the guys jumping in at the last minute or the Christmas people or whoever are a little bit behind and they gotta earn their way up
They gotta
to
catch
where
up.
you were. But now
They just
with-
blink you to the top.
yeah, like the thing was that you had to fight through all these raids, and that's when I gave up on the game. Is when I couldn't get raid gear, which pushed me up to the certain light level
Stupid
that was
the
system.
max.
light stuff. Yeah.
And then when that
Stupid
first
system.
expansion came out, it's like, oh, you can buy these in the store, and it's just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I wasted so much time
Peace.
doing all that. Yeah.
I mean, bringing back to RuneScape 3, the new one, that's why I stopped playing
Yeah.
it, is because I spent so much time grinding away, doing all the stuff in that game, and then they're just like, and now this can work for anything
Yeah.
you want, and now there's a wheel that spins
So
every time you
there's-
log in, and you can level up, and I'm like, what?
You get free stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, this is stupid.
like the only reason to buy it at launch, that type of game anymore, is like maybe so you can have those stories like, oh, I remember when that gun was broken or something like
The
that.
Loot Cave, one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love the loot cave.
but I don't know. But I think I'm not gonna buy Destiny 2 at this point, but I'm gonna try the PC beta and see if there's enough graphically and the fact that I'm finally playing it on mouse and keyboard versus
Oh, it'll look good. but
controller.
It'll have a lot of
I'll see if
competition.
that's enough to make me want to play it. But I mean, Battlefront is coming out, so
The new Battlefront
Oh.
trailer's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I might have to get that too.
I'm looking
Is there
forward to that.
anything else, back to the backlogs, is there anything else that...
No. Like I said, there's maybe 10 games left this year that I'm definitely gonna buy. There's the games. Yeah, there's a lot still. Even with stuff like Ni no Kuni being pushed and I guess
Everybody's
Crackdown
golf.
being pushed. There's still about 10 games that I'm gonna buy for sure. There's probably 5 games from the start of this year. Like I said, probably more Nier, Yakuza still gotta finish. Tales of Berseria, and then there's 1 or 2 that were yesteryear, I guess.
Yesterday.
So there's a lot. I need to quit this anime habit I've got because that's killing my game time. But yeah, I think I can do it. I can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm the opposite right now. I have shows that I love, like iZombie, and I have 2 episodes left in the most recent season, and I'm like, I'm going to play Nier. Yeah, so for me, my backlog of recent things is very much, Nier, I guess I'm playing through it right now, but Crash Bandicoot. I'm trying to get that Platinum Trophy in 2. I'm considering getting it for Warped. I don't know yet. 2 is really beating me up.
I could technically get the Persona 5 Platinum
Yeah,
if
I
I
kinda
played
wanna
it a
do that
second
one
time.
too.
And I'm just
Try
like,
it, yeah.
that's another 100
You got
hours.
close on that first go. Anyway, yeah, I'm close. You need 105% to get the trophy.
Yeah.
I'm at 98% right now. I try to do a level-ish a day and get either a gem or a time trial. Here's the levels that I have left in Crash 2. I have the one where you ride the bear, the one where you ride the bear, the one where you ride the bear, the one where the bear chases you, and the one where the boulder chases you, and the one where you're in a jetpack. Those are the levels I have left to do the time
Good
trials
bear.
on
Good
because
luck.
they're impossible. Like
very
the
hard,
mechanics are so different, and it's just hard for me to do them. So I have to get through those, and then I'll have the platinum. And I originally was like, I'll platinum 2, and then I'll platinum 3, and then maybe I'll platinum 1 because I'll have those 2 and I'll want to finish it. And now I'm like, I'll platinum 2, and I will do
look
the
at Warped.
hardest level of Warped and see how long it takes me
And consider it.
decide from there. Other than that, I want 100% Mega Man. This one's just got a lot more time invested into it, and I've been having a lot of fun with Crash. So I'm going to do that one 1,000% eventually. I'm going to 100% Nier. Other than that, Emily is Away 2 is one that I want to go back to. There's not that many from earlier this year that I like. Nier and Horizon were the 2 big ones that I was missing. There's probably 1 or so that I'm missing. Pyre would be cool. But like, there's nothing like glaring that I can think of. And then as far as older games that I want to go back to, I need to finish P3 as the girl. I'm at the very end of that. I need to finish
Persona 2.
Sure, Persona 2. But what's that? Condemned.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I need to do Condemned.
You're going to be so proud of me once you finish that game.
I will. You don't like the spooky scaries, and
Oh,
you
no.
somehow played it.
I don't know how we got through the game.
And I need to finish Red Dead. That's another one I need to go through.
Yeah.
And then there's other games that I want that I just
Other random
don't
stuff,
like.
yeah.
Folklore I want to play through. Dead Space, like there's these ones, even ones that like Dead Space. I'm like, please remaster it. Please remaster it. Like I'm just kind of waiting for that.
Those probably still hold up.
I'm sure they do. I played through 1.
I got the PC port of Dead Space and it's terrible.
I guess sort of in that same vein, like I said, there's Persona 5, which I could platinum on a second playthrough because I did enough on the first one. But 105 hours is a lot to ask.
I'm gonna platinum that game
Eventually.
I will platinum
I just
that game.
like
when
I
I
said,
get to my new game plus playthrough. Eventually.
But also Prey from this
December,
year
maybe.
is one that I'm kind of hanging out here because it's cheap enough through sales and stuff like
it's
that.
dropped a lot.
Oh, you haven't played it yet.
Correct.
Mm.
But that's one of those, if I have time, then I'll slide it in. But it's most likely not going to beat anything in any category.
Anything,
that I
anywhere over.
that
any-
I could cook up.
I can't think of. There's actually kind of a lot of Game of the Year or whatever contenders coming up that I'm interested in. Even things as soon as like Uncharted and Danganronpa. I love the Danganronpa games, like things like that. But I don't look back and see anything that could kind of be in that category for me. Like I loved Emily is Away, but like compared to the personas and things I've played, things I've played this year.
I mean,
that's not
that game is built for a subcategory sort of thing.
Fair.
Like Pyre's going to be on a list for me by the end of the year,
Pyre's
unless
on a list.
unless it just tanks. But it's it's not going to be
games that tanked.
The game has a tank.
No, that would be Mass Effect Andromeda. But
I didn't even get to finish that game. So.
But no, like I don't know. There's lots of considerations for some of these other games, but like you said, Emily Away at You and Pyre and these games, they're not gonna compete against a full AAA.
Even like Tacoma
title.
was something I was super excited for.
Yeah, that's cool.
I guess like Cuphead might be interesting,
Yeah.
but like Tacoma is something I was super excited for, and then like I don't think I'm gonna play Tacoma. Like there's too many good games, and Tacoma did not knock everybody, like blow everyone away like people thought it would, and I was like,
Disappointing. Oh well.
Yeah, like I have to really love the studio to do that, and I don't even like something like Life is Strange. I hated Life is Strange.
Oh boy,
the first one, hated it.
I thought it was your favorite game.
No, but I'm actually was curious about this new one because it's it's a prequel. It sounds like it's telling a sort of interesting story. There's no powers. It's just dialogue, and like it's like okay, I'm curious about this, but And then I look at the games coming out. I'm like, I don't have time to
I'm not
mess around
messing
with
with
Life is Strange.
with
I won't
the
even
Life
play
is Strange.
Batman Telltale. And I love Batman.
Yeah,
Like,
that's on my
I know it's
backlog.
not backlog, but probably my biggest wild card is Xenoblade if it comes
Kind of
out.
Fire Emblem or
If-
Fire Emblem
I need to
Warriors.
play the Wii U Xenoblade. It's on mine.
Oh
so-
yeah, Berserk is another thing on my backlog, and that's a warrior.
How about you, Kellen? Rattle
I'm
some
not
off
gonna
for us.
finish half.
Yeah,
this.
I need to do PQ still. I only did like the first 10 hours, like the first dungeon. I've got Wolfenstein I need to play.
You should just do PQ like I did it. I put it on easy,
Yeah.
the lowest difficulty, and just went
Just
through it
blew
because
through
it hit that point of frustration. Like Nier, I'm still on normal, and I'm on the last playthrough, and I don't want to put it on easy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the opposite with PQ. I was like, I'm gonna murder this game unless I put it on easy. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna play this game.
I'm not gonna
anymore.
do it, yeah.
It gets so difficult. I'm like, too many oops, I hit left, and I forget what they're
And
called.
the
foes.
giant card.
FOEs, yeah.
And it hits you, and then your team gets wiped out, and you lose 2. I literally lost 2 hours of progress, and I was like, I'm gonna put this on easy,
I don't feel like
or I'm
doing
gonna
it.
snap my 3DS in half,
Or I'm
One
ripping
or
the screen
other.
off, throwing it out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Doom. I need to play. Got
Mm-mm.
it downloaded. Most of my stuff's older stuff. Like I want to do Xenoblade Chronicles, the Wii U one.
I'm even curious.
Pretty
Like,
badly.
They just remastered StarCraft. I have
Yeah.
no interest in that game, in
Yeah,
general, but
I'd
I
like to
want to
play
play it just because
StarCraft.
it's a
That'd be cool.
relic of history
Yeah.
in gaming, and I like playing things like that. Even if I'm not gonna
Not
be
high
the
on your
biggest
list.
fan, I like to at least try them.
Yeah, I'd love to play the original StarCraft. That's part of the reason I never played 2 is because I never played the first one.
Yeah, they just remastered it.
Yeah, I'd like to
good.
play it. It'd be cool.
Apparently.
Got some Switch stuff I need to get. And other than that,
Yeah, I want to get and go through Blaster Master Zero. That wouldn't take me long.
Yeah.
Since I know the original Blaster.
This
Master,
man needs to
but-
buy some Sonic.
Yeah, you
Sonic
do.
Mania. Yeah,
You would definitely enjoy
Yeah,
it.
the 5 people in the world who like Sonic games just absolutely
yeah.
love.
Donkey put up a video about that within like minutes of it going.
People really like that game.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
It's good.
I hate Sonic, so I didn't buy it, but I almost bought it because it's a good platformer game. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
people are loving that game.
I love me some good
It
platformers.
looks just like old Sonic 2, the one that I liked a lot.
kind of a remix of it. But
Yeah,
anyway.
it is.
Is that it?
Pretty much, yeah. Small
Cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I got all the Witchers I kind of want to go through, but that'd be next year probably.
That's 10 to 20 hours, another 20 to 30 hours, and then
I- I
230
looked
hours.
I looked it up. It would be about 60 hours to get to 3.
I looked up how long it would take for me to go through 3, run through it, and it said 12 hours. And I was like, okay.
No. I'm just going to say
That's
no.
what it said. And they said just put it on easy.
Is that the speed run?
Just put it on easy
Probably.
and just do all the story missions. And I was like, okay, I'll do that.
He probably could speedrun it.
Ugh. Just don't play it. Don't touch it.
Yeah, I've got all that to do.
Probably.
What else- what
After I
else?
didn't like Horizon, I don't think there's hope
Oh,
for
no.
Witcher at
Oh,
all.
and I've got the other two, the 2 older Metros to go through, 2033
yeah.
and stuff, yeah.
Oh, that's
Metros
cool.
are good games.
Yeah,
I've never played that. I got both those for pretty cheap. I need to play
I've
those.
got Recore Definitive Edition. I actually really want to play it. I just refuse to buy it.
I would like to.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Oh, that's the other thing. I got Brothers a couple weeks ago. I want to
Yeah,
play.
it's only a couple hours long,
Yeah.
but yeah, that one's good.
And that other one, Stanley Parable.
You need Unfinished Swan for sure. Even if you just come over one day and play my copy of it, it's only a couple hours long.
It's Stanley
good.
Parable to do. Just a couple of random
It's a
things.
good one too.
Yeah.
It's one of the better walking simulators. Okay. Let's move on to the game releases. Now, we'll announce this is the last Gareth written game releases. We're going to figure out what we're going to do after this.
Thank God.
Shorter and faster.
But Gareth has done the write-ups for this for a long time now.
A few months at least.
Yeah, and
Most of this year, if not.
Definitely. You know, he had some stuff going on. He got married, all this.
He got drunk. after
Bigger
the
things
wedding.
than writing. Bigger things
Wasn't my fault.
than writing the game releases. So this will be the last Gareth written game releases, and we'll figure out how we're going to
He's earned his
go about it.
retirement.
It's fair. Go ahead and do your thing.
Starting the 21st. Sorcerer Seasons of Tide for the PC. Hidden in the shadows of our modern society lies a magical world filled with uncanny beasts, walking nightmares, and silent conspiracies.
Uncanny bees?
Beasts.
Oh, it's like I was almost buying it.
The bees. No, the fake ones later, I wish. Uncover the truth. You must transform into a vampire, werewolf, or mage and join their secret cabal. Team up with adventurers from all over the world to build a unique power base of connections and resources to advance your objectives. You'll meet a diverse cast of NPCs, all that fun stuff. 22nd. Marvel.
My birthday. What do we got?
First off,
There's a lot of good games.
Just for you.
There's a lot of good
Guardians
games.
of the Galaxy Episode 3 Telltale game.
I'm retiring my birthday to another date.
Perfect. So Episode 3 of Guardians Telltale. Mages of Mystralia for the PS4 and Xbone. In a world of magic, your mind is your greatest weapon, unless you're Kevin. Learn the ways of magic and design your own spells, which is kind of cool, to fight enemies, navigate terrain, and right past wrongs. Here you go, Kevin. White Day, a labyrinth-named school for the PC and PS4. You want to talk about this one? Or?
Sure, just real quick. Basically, I forget what it's called, but Japan has a quote-unquote Valentine's Day that is like reverse, where
It's White Day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense. The title makes sense, guys. Anyway,
It sounds different over here than it would over there.
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
it's
basically
Valentine's Day
someone
and White Day.
sneaks into the school to set up this situation for White Day, and the school becomes this horror trap labyrinth. I'm not 100% sure because I knew I was going to get it because it's only a $23 game with the Best Buy Club Unlocked, so I didn't look too much into it because I was like, I'm getting this game. But I think it's an old Korean game horror game that's been remastered. It's got English voice acting and everything, and I think it's kind of like a point and click first person adventure horror game.
Yeah,
so
looks neat.
yeah, I'm excited for this. It comes out digitally on my birthday, and then it comes out physically the next month, and I'm buying the physical copy when it comes out. So I'll play that in September.
Thimbleweed Park for the PS4. Just after midnight, police discovered a body floating in the river outside of Thimbleweed Park. Development Police Chief Whitmire has called perplexing, mystifying, and a real head scratcher. Police at the scene were observed scratching their heads. Lacking the resources to tackle such a murder investigation, Thimbleweed Park Police Department has reached out to federal agents for assistance.
Didn't we have one from a few months ago, like a month or two ago, that had that exact line?
The first sentence that I skipped was released on other platforms and reported on the podcast previously.
Okay. I was going to say, I remember this one because the police scratching their heads line was funny, and we picked it as the fake game.
It is
we
not.
were like, that's suspiciously
So this is why I read the releases right there.
Oh, yeah, I can't speak specifically.
Or type.
This is the PS4.
You just can't communicate.
The typing thing's a little different of a situation I'm not going to go into right now, but go ahead.
have a keyboard. Anyway. Wolfenstein.
That was to help the problem. And
help. It didn't solve. Helped.
It helps.
It does
when
help.
I use it.
You make English now. It's impressive.
Right. I moved up a language. Maybe I can use proper English soon. Go ahead.
Wolfenstein the 2-pack for PC, PS4, and Xbone. This is a 2-pack bundle that has New Order and the Old Blood for $30. Also comes with a $10 rebate for Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus. So if you don't have them, it's a good deal.
Yes.
The Escapist 2 for PC and PS4. Gather your escape team. The Escapist 2 is coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and Steam in 2017. Risk it all to break out from the toughest prisons in the world. Explore the biggest prisons yet with multiple floors, roofs, vents, and underground tunnels. You'll have to live by the prison rules, attend roll call, doing prison jobs, and following strict routines, all the while secretly engineering your bid for freedom.
The first game of that was really well reviewed.
Escapist.
It was like kind of an 8-bit style prison escape game.
Yeah, I've seen it on Steam. It looks kind of cool. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy for PS4.
Don't even read the I don't know too much about it. I know you play as Chloe. I literally don't know the story. I know they're adding the villain of the game into the multiplayer, and there's a big multiplayer update with it. They're adding a survival mode. I thought it was going to be like that Battlegrounds thing, deathmatch where you don't respawn. It's not. It is a versus computer, just waves away. It's like a horde mode kind of thing. People really like that in Uncharted 3. But I don't know much about this. It's supposed to be good. I'll report after I play it on my birthday.
I'm sure we'll play it. Minecraft Story Mode, the complete adventure, and all current episodes of Season 2 is coming to Switch.
That's cool.
Darkest Dungeon, The Crimson Court for PS4 and PS Vita. It's a real game.
Sure.
Darkest Dungeon, Crimson Court.
I really want that game for a limited run. I really want them to do Darkest Dungeon.
That'd be cool. First expansion for the award-winning Grim and Gothic RPG by Red Hook Studios. Parallel campaign experience alongside the main Darkest Dungeon content that will provide you with new challenges and variation.
That's it. I cut off the last line. It's cool.
You suck.
Just keep going. I knew I did that, and I was gonna warn you, and then I didn't, and here we are.
And then you're a miserable human being. August 23rd.
Boo. That means my birthday's over.
Thank God. Masquerada, Songs and Shadows for the X-Bone. Isometric tactical RPG featuring a hand-painted world as civil war rages through the elitist Masquerada and the working class Contadani. Fey creatures start to spread mysteriously throughout the city, paving the way to a darker conspiracy. It was on PC last year and PS4 a couple weeks ago. It's coming to X-Bone. Chromagun for the PS4 and X-Bone. Console port of Chromagun. Chromatech. Welcome to Chromatech's Test Lab. You're here to test our state-of-the-art military-grade color technology. Use it to solve test chambers by painting walls and droids, and mixing the colors, all that good stuff.
I do. I know the image of that game.
Yeah.
If that's helpful to anyone.
You, but nobody else. Distrust for the PC. A helicopter crash left a group of explorers stranded near an Arctic base. As they try to find a way back, all they are doing is sinking deeper into a nightmare scenario. When they sleep, they attract a terrifying force that sucks the life out of their bodies, but the longer they battle exhaustion and stay awake, the less likely they are to survive.
The old damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Pretty much. August 24th. Cook Serve Delicious 2 for the PC.
This is why I don't play PC.
The most intense restaurant simulation ever made is back, and more delicious than ever. Deceptively easy to learn, but incredibly difficult to master. Cook Serve Delicious 2 is your journey of being the best chef in the world with your small but humble restaurant on the 50th floor of the Tarragon Super Tower.
I can tell you why your location's not doing very well.
Why would you be on the 50th floor? Whatever.
Easy to learn, difficult to master is the tagline of Othello, the hit board game.
Anyways.
That's my tidbit of news. You ever play Othello?
The what?
Othello?
No.
It's like there's two chips, one's black, or two's black, two are white. And if you sandwich any of the chips, you flip them to the colors that sandwiched it. And you keep going and you try to flip as many pieces into your colors.
They expand as you're going?
Well, there's a board. It's like a Scrabble board. And you can put a piece. Every turn you put down
and
one
flips,
piece. Yeah, and if you ever sandwich with two colors, you flip all those to your color.
Yeah.
But then somebody else can sandwich those and change them all back. It's a really good...
I've never actually played the board game version because flipping all that would be annoying. I've played it like on a phone and stuff.
Yeah, I have it for NES, actually, which we should probably play. And I also have the board game. My mom
No, if we're turning on the NES, we're playing Monopoly.
I played Monopoly last week, and my sister beat the shit out of me. Like, she destroyed me both games, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Not even
I played
close.
Friday the 13th.
It's like, we're done. Get out of here.
Yeah. I was like, no. You leave.
Battle of the Bulge for X-Bone. Console port Battle of the Bulge is a fast-paced World War II game where precise movement and detailed planning make the difference between a vain attempt and a brave operation. Hakuoki Kyoto wins for PC. Remaster of the visual novel series Hakuoki set in Kyoto. Well, it's a remaster.
I did a video on that game for Censored Gaming. Go check it out.
Oh. Forma 8 for the Switch. Forma 8 is a unique take on the proven Metroidvania action-adventure formula with a striking visual style and a huge world to explore. The name derives from the probe within the game that is stranded alone on the surface of an alien planet, previously released on other formats. Train Sim World Great Western Express for the PC and X-Bone.
Choo-choo.
Drive a train on one of Britain's busiest railways in this first-person simulator as you zoom along at 125 miles per hour on the Great Western Main Line. Yeah, train simulator. August 25th, Madden NFL 18 for the PS4 and X-Bone.
I forgot about that, too.
Madden 18 makes the jump to Frostbite, all that good
We're
stuff.
finally going to have a story mode in it, so that's why I'm like, oh, yeah, I should care again.
Yeah.
I don't know if you should. Not saying I know something about it, but I remember hearing somebody interested in talking about that, but I don't know if it was a good interested or a bad interested. So I would just say, look before you leap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm waiting on that.
Don't get excited and go buy it, because I don't know if it's like terrible or if it's just really good.
I mean, yeah, I'm not knocking at the door.
I'm not at
Madden.
Madden me
come
now.
back to me, baby.
But I think it's one of those where I think the basketball ones are far enough along now. I'm talking about the yearly rotation of games where they've been doing the story mode long enough to
2K
where
had one written entirely by Spike Lee and directed and everything. It was really
So
good.
the production value is way up there, and it's had years of people like this but didn't like this. We can scrap these
Call of
things.
Duty. They're like, oh, we put Kevin Spacey and Kit Harrison in our games. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this one's going to be as fully customizable, whatever. I feel like this still isn't going to be a higher benchmark than like ESPN NFL 2K5. So as far as customization and stuff. So yeah, we still can't beat 2005 yet. So
He's not wrong. F1 2017 for the PC, Xbone, and PS4. The 2017 F1 racer. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Legacy for the PC, PS4, and Xbone. So this is just 4 of the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm games all bundled together.
Naruto.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just straight retail price for all those.
It doesn't say a price. But yeah, you get 1, 2, Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 Full Burst, and
I don't think I'd play them, but I
Ninja
know
Storm
a lot of
4.
people really like those games.
The most recent one has gotten a lot of hype.
yeah, 4 is included. The Road
yeah, so
Boruto.
getting a bundle if it's just retail seems sweet.
That's cool. It has DLC included, it looks like. Steelbook case, cool.
Ooh.
Eventide 2 Sorcerer's Mirror for the Xbone. Console port. Embark on a mystical adventure in a forgotten mountain village ruled by an immortal sorcerer. Can you unravel his secret? Explore an enchanted world full of imps, apparitions, magical animals, and other mysterious creatures taken directly from Eastern European folks and fairy tales. And last, we get Absolute Drift Zen Edition for the Xbone. Are you ready to begin your journey to become a drifting master? Explore a gorgeous, minimalistic landscape while learning the art of sliding sideways. Packed full of 30-plus tracks, 6 customizable cars, and a gorgeous open world. Came out on PS4 and PC last year, so Xbone port.
Cool.
That's all I got.
Sweet.
It's a lot.
That's about all we got.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have news on Gamescom, what they're announcing tomorrow.
Mhm.
There's a couple other things, but I think Xbox is going to be the one most people are looking at. I'll be finished with Nier, and I imagine probably we'll be done with Lost Legacy, and we can talk
Depends on
about
how
that.
long it is. I hadn't even looked at that. So
I know, but I'm not going to say right here.
good work.
But yeah, so exciting. Next week we'll have a bunch of stuff to talk about.
More stuff.
And next week we'll be playing Night Trap, and we'll be able probably
Oh,
be able
boy.
to, discuss that
Lord.
and say how we felt about it because we haven't got to try it yet. But anyway, thank you for being here, Kellen.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Nick.
Of course.
And thank you so much for watching. We'll speak with you next time.